it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I'm working with the brand new collection by Coco Vanilla Studio called Totally Rad. The photo I have is of my little man, and I just adore this picture. He is just the cheekiest, most beautiful little boy. He has the sweetest personality, but also has this side to him that's just pure evil in the nicest way possible. I snapped this picture of him and I just adore it. So I've blown it up to a 5x7, and I haven't printed this one at home. I've actually printed it at a printer's. So I've got this photo, and then the collection is beautiful. So here it is, and I will do an unboxing or a close-up video of this if I haven't done it already. So here's some of the papers and the reverse side. So it's definitely a really awesome boy collection, or more masculine collection, though I do like to challenge myself and try and create, you know, feminine layouts as well. This alpha is sort of a wood grain look alpha. Then we have your stickers. I have a gorgeous little goodie tray of some flair. There's 2 packets of the flair in here. Some of the veneer designs, and also some of the ephemera. So there's a mixture in the ephemera of some brush script words, as well as some little icons like little robots and moustaches, and your speedometer, some cogs. So it's a really nice mixture of bits and pieces. And then we have your woodies, which are really super cute, and your enamel shapes. That's what I have so far of the collection. Now, my idea for this layout, and the reason that I'm doing this in real time, is because I thought I'd share what my thoughts for this layout are right now before I begin. So my idea was that I wanted to use this wood grain paper, and I want to cut it so that it sort of forms a triangle, 2 triangles, but not perfectly centered in the middle, at the middle point. So not meeting at the middle point, but maybe meeting somewhere even about where his eyes are, and then coming down. So it'll sort of be like that, is what I'm thinking. And then I thought that I would either work embellishments along that top bit, or maybe through that blank space that will be here, and put the title there, and maybe a few embellishments and some journaling. So that's my thoughts. That's all I have really got so far. I did try and attempt this layout the other day, and I think it was too late in the night, although looking at my clock it's already past midnight now. But yeah, I'm gonna give it another go, and I think it's because I'm working with a larger photo, and I normally work with 4x6 or smaller. So I used to work with 5x7 all the time, but I haven't in a little while, so I think that's my challenge right now. So I'm going to get started, speed you up, and we'll see how it turns out. So to find my central point of this pattern paper, which is just beautiful, I've used my T-square ruler to get to I think I might have used the 3-inch mark, and then I've found the 6-inch mark, and then from there I've been able to join from that dot to the outer corners, and then cut those. I actually cut those with scissors, apart from once I cut that branding strip off. So once I've cut out the
pieces, I just have a play around and see if that is actually what I want the design to look like. So as I mentioned just before, I was thinking that it would be perfect to have those triangular points sort of leading into my son's eyes, so it brings your attention to him in the photo, and then work embellishments around that. I actually thought about using those negative pieces, and then I decided that, you know, my style, it was a bit too much. I used to work with pattern paper on backgrounds all the time, and I was looking through some previous layouts and blog posts earlier this week, and saw my old layouts and my style that I've sort of has evolved over time, and I am definitely loving my white clean backgrounds, and I tend to always, even when I try not to, always revert back to them in some way. So what I've done behind my photo is I wanted to find really sort of subtle patterns within the collection as I grab out this bold black piece of paper, but I did use a sort of light grey printed cross, sort of Swiss cross printed paper behind the photo, and then I've grabbed out the little diagonal stripe paper and popped that behind on either side of the photo. And then what you saw me doing before with that black pattern paper, that was the reverse side of the Swiss cross piece, and it was actually the piece that was left when I trimmed straight across that 12-inch. And all I've done is just cut that in half, so I have sort of two triangular pieces, and I've put one in the bottom left corner and one in the top right, so they don't join in the middle to form a whole rectangular block, but they're actually sort of just photo corner behind the photo, though that photo. Now I've spilled all the ephemera from my tray on purpose in front of me, and I'm just sifting through, and I'm working on embellishing now. So I've grabbed out that gorgeous little Like a Boss beach bubble, and I fell in love with that as soon as I saw it, and I've popped a little embellishment over that. And then I'm just going through and trying to find what else might work. So some of the ephemera still has the pieces, the negative pieces that you need to punch out of it. And all you simply use is I either use a piercer, or I'll use my finger or a pencil or whatever has a sharp point to it. And I'll just pop those out with that sharp point, just so that I can pop them on the page without needing to, grab anything else. I'm going to speed you back into real time and just talk you through what embellishments and things I've actually popped onto the page.
I've layered, and a way of stretching your paper as well is to actually cut your pieces, like smaller, and then placing them either side so that it looks like one continuous piece, but it's actually two separate pieces. So this one here is from the 4x6 and 3x4 cut apart sheet. I found a couple that I thought if I didn't use them I wouldn't be too bothered, because I love this diagonal stripe, and I'm a little bit shattered that it's on the back of the cut apart because I adore this so much. So it means I'm going to sacrifice something, so I found two cut aparts that I might not I don't love as much as the rest, and I've popped that under there and peeking out a little bit so that you can still see the diagonal stripe, but it looks like one continuous layer going across the photo. So if I move that across, you can see that there. And when I adhere them, I'll make sure that I adhere them so that they're level, and I'll use my T-square ruler to make sure that they're the same. Then behind that, I've done the same trick and just cut some vellum. I could have cut it smaller, but I like to be able to have something to to play with to add my adhesive. So I do cut them a little bit larger, and I'm going to pop that under there. And my idea is that when I build these layers, the photo will be on foam, and then the rest of the layers will probably adhere together, but I might even foam up the other layers as well, so it'll be sort of double layered. Then what I have is, with these triangular pieces that are here, I'm going to machine stitch those, and I'll probably machine stitch around just this edge of these green bits as well, just to add a little bit of texture to the page. And I like to be able to fold up the edges to just give it that something extra. Then I found this really cute wood veneer piece, and I've popped it there to bring your attention to the photo, and hopefully your eyes should cast from this cluster here to the photo, and then I've mimicked that over this side with the arrows, and then I've added a little bit of a embellishment grouping there. Up here I have just a little flag that I've just taped a couple of banners that I've created, one from the strip on the bottom of a pattern paper, and then the other one from a die cut. And I'm just going to staple that up to the top of the photo. And then here, what that is there's a little die cut skateboard, a flare. This was a die cut piece, and because it had this little section here that you could write in or something, I thought I'd pop this one here. I know that the title says awesome and this says awesome, but I'm just reiterating that, I guess, by using that other piece. And then here I've got your brush script awesome, and this says that's my boy, and through the middle here I'm going to add some type journaling. So what I'm going to do now is just work on adhering. I'm going to pull everything off. Yes, that's always a bit scary, but I am going to pull everything off, adhere them layer by layer, do my machine stitching, and then this layout is pretty much done. I'm going to add some black ink splatters, I think, to add that pop of that black in. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. So I'll come back shortly once I've done some stitching and adhered down the layers, and yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Yeah, so I'll speed you up and keep creating.
So now what you'll see me doing is taking my layout apart, and as I just said, it is always the hardest part for me once I've got everything exactly where I want it. So I am quite careful when I do this step in creating a layout. I don't want to lose the place of everything that I've taken the time to figure out where it will go. As I've said before in videos, I'm not one of those people that generally will stick as I go, so it means that things can fly across my page, move off my page, I can bump things, that sort of thing, but it's just the way that I create. I think if I was sticking as I went, my page would be a ripped up mess by the end, as in I'd want to be peeling things off or moving things around or whatever else it might be. So I just do it all at the end. It's just easier for me, and it's the way that I scrapbook. So as you can see off camera, I've stitched those larger triangle background pieces down, and I've folded up the edges of those. Now I've adhered all of my photo layers down. I've added a little bit of machine stitching to that those lime green pieces, like I said that I was going to, and I've adhered my photo with foam. And now I'm just working on adhering down my embellishments. So that gorgeous little, well, I shouldn't say gorgeous because it is a masculine page, I guess, but that cool little like a boss speech bubble die cut. I've added that 100% awesome on top of that, but I've done that with some small thin foam dots. So I've got foam dots in a thickness and a thin thickness. That's so not right. Sorry. Oh no. And I've added that with the thinner foam. And then here I'm adding the word awesome with some offcuts of my foam, and I've just popped them along sort of the long edges or wherever I can get a piece really. And then I've also grabbed the that's my boy, I think it said, piece, a small little die cut piece, and I've popped some thicker foam on that, and I was trying to sort of weave that in or around that awesome word, and in the end I just stick it down. To stick the wood veneer down, I've used a what's it called, quick dry, Scotch quick dry adhesive, and I'm really in love with this glue. I used to swear by Glossy Accents, and I do use that still, but I really like this Scotch quick dry. I find it really nice to use. I'm adding some more wood elements, so I felt like I had the wood veneer chevron pieces, I had the wood veneer hand, and then I needed one more sort of cluster with veneer in it, so I've added those woodies buttons. I'm now finishing the page with enamel dots and some colour shine in black. And that pretty much finishes this layout. I hope that you have enjoyed watching this video. Be sure to check out cocovanilla.com.au for this collection. It's available now. And I'll be back soon with some more layout shares. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.